Hello everyone and welcome back to the Zone Focus channel. It's Chris again. Thank you for stopping by. And today I got some good news. The good news is that Fujifilm has released its second iteration of Neopan Acros 100. Neopan Acros 100, the original, was discontinued last year in 2018 to a lot of people's unhappiness, caused a lot of unhappiness amongst people who like to shoot Acros film. But along with a lot of other films in the Fujifilm line, it was discontinued. Luckily enough, I guess there was enough demand for the film, or that Fujifilm decided they would test the waters of film again and re-release Acros II or give Acros a second shot at life, and released Acros II. Fortunately, Acros II did come out. Unfortunately, it's only at the moment available in Japan. But that's not what we're here to talk about right now. What we're here to talk about right now is, does Acros II really hold up against the father, the original Acros? And I was able to get my hands on both the original Acros, which I've got a little bit of this left in 120, and also some Acros II. So I was able to take both of these films out and test them and shoot them, really more so the Acros II. I know what the Acros original looks like, and a lot of people out there watching this video do too. But the Acros II is the one that's in question. The first film that I shot was actually Neopan Acros original. So what I did was I took the Neopan Acros original and this camera, the Fujifilm GS645S. I took the camera and the film out to shoot with a couple of friends of mine, and these are some of the images that we made. The first day that we went out, it was really gloomy, overcast type of day. This is a scene that we drove up to as we were riding around. It was this old dock, and it was just a nice mood to it. This is the first shot that I actually took. First shot with this camera, and actually the first shot with the original Acros in a long time. So I really like how it came out. We took a couple of portraits in that area as well. And then after that, we continued on. The goal for that day was to go to an English garden in the area. It's a famous garden. But when we got there, everything was pretty much dead, other than the things that are green all year round. So we just kind of had to make do with what we had. I took some shots around the area. This is my favorite shot. It was a picture of a palm tree, and I got it nice and isolated, and I really like how the film rendered the tree. I took some other images in the area, and that was pretty much it. I just kind of captured what we did that day. One more thing that I did on this roll was I took 2 night shots. Acros is known for its reciprocity abilities. I don't know how to say it. Basically, you can shoot Acros at really long exposure times, and you don't have to compensate for the exposure. The next roll was the Acros II. So I took the Acros II out with another friend of mine, and we were just kind of walking around the city that day. I went to my local camera store to pick up the rolls. And after I picked up the rolls, of course, I loaded it up into the GS645, and we headed off into the city. The first thing that I shot was this 1960 Impala. And it was a beautiful Impala. This bronze, copper, color, just the original color, everything looked like it was just fresh out of the factory. Just a beautiful car. I ended up shooting maybe 2 or 3 images of this car. And from there, we continued to walk around the city, and I was just kind of capturing things as they came about. The good thing about the GS645 is that it's small, and it's a rangefinder, so shooting it is very similar to my 35mm camera. So the style that I shot in is a little more streety, if you want to put it like that, a little more candid. One thing that I really wanted to do with this roll was to capture some street portraits. So with, of course, my broken Japanese, I love to throw my broken Japanese around. I stopped some people along the way as we were walking and asked them for their portraits. And luckily enough, that day, everyone I asked actually got portraits from. And, you know, sometimes you shoot and you hit every shot. Sometimes you shoot and you miss every shot. So always just shoot the shot, you know. I didn't get the chance to shoot any long exposures with this Acros II, but just looking at how the film renders images, it looks very similar to the original Acros. One thing I will say is I think the contrast is a little stronger on Acros II, but other than that, I mean, I don't think you can really tell the difference between the two. I developed both of these films in Kodak D76 at my house. And one thing I will note, Acros II is very magenta colored, the negatives are, which is similar to the original Acros, especially in the 35mm. It kind of has a pink magenta hue to the negatives, which is interesting. So I guess that's the Fuji formula. Other than that, I mean, I think that the images came out great. I don't know, but you know, you guys let me know what you think about it. Will you be shooting the Acros II? Have you been able to get your hands on it? I know it's kind of difficult to get outside of the US. I mean, get outside of Japan at the moment. But if you have been able to get your hands on it, have you liked it? What kind of tests have you done with it? And yeah, that's it. And last thing before I go is I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has bought a camera from me. If you follow my Instagram, make sure you go do that. Check it out right there. It'll be down in the description below. I've been selling cameras from my Instagram page, and I've been getting some really good feedback and some really good responses from the cameras that I've been selling. And I just want to say thank you all to everyone who has bought a camera, who has supported me, who has put their money into my service. And because of that, that's actually how I was able to get this Fujifilm GS645S. So again, thank you all so much for your support. If you're not on the train, make sure you go do that. Go get on that Instagram and check it out, because you're missing some deals. I've been putting them things out there. I've been dropping some jewels, and y'all been missing it. But hopefully you guys will be able to, you know, catch the next deal that comes around. And again, thank you for stopping by as always. And like always, stay zone focused. Peace.